This is Valley News Live at noon.
We start with breaking news on a high-profile case that we have been following since this fall. A trial date has been set for Shannon Brandt, who is charged with murder in the death of 18-year-old Kayler Ellingson. Brandt is accused of running over the teen after a street dance in McHenry, North Dakota in September. In a hearing this morning, the judge scheduled the trial for May 30th to June 9th of 2023. Now, the trial is expected to last 2 weeks and will not be in Foster County. The defense and prosecution agree to have the trial in a different county, but that location is yet to be determined. Brandt has pleaded not guilty to the 2 charges against him. And we have new information on the situation that happened this morning involving a man trying to get into an apartment with a shotgun. Police have arrested 36-year-old Joby Johnson for disorderly conduct, obstruction, and possession of a short-barreled shotgun. Police say he climbed up the second-floor balcony with the gun and was later seen attempting to get into apartments. This happened around 1 in the morning in the 2600 block of Country Club Parkway, just south of Riverside Cemetery. One person is in custody after reports of someone shooting at vehicles in Fargo. Troopers were called around 3 yesterday afternoon for a report of a reckless driver road rage incident. One person said that their window was broken. The Highway Patrol conducted a high-risk traffic stop and brought a suspect into custody on I-94 near Mapleton. No word on if anyone was hurt, and no names have been released. Temperatures will remain fairly steady today and then start to fall as a cold front blows in later. Let's check in with the very latest with Summer Schnellbach with a look at a forecast.
Yeah, thanks so much, Bobby. We had some fog this morning, still some lingering fog for some areas through northwestern Minnesota. Temperatures, as you said, steady to falling through the afternoon. And coming up in just a little bit, I'll have an update on that Colorado low storm track for next week, our first alert weather days. Checking a look outside in Fargo, we are seeing a temperature of 13 degrees, falling from 19 this morning. Feels like 3 degrees below zero. Wind is out of the west at 15 miles per hour. Meanwhile, in Grand Forks, 19 feels like 6. Wind is out of the northwest at 14 miles per hour. Visibility still a little bit of an issue for some areas in northwestern Minnesota. Visibility at 3 miles in Bemidji, 2 miles in Thief River Falls, and in Baudette, around 1.25 miles currently in Roseau. Now that the front has passed through, temperatures will be falling, especially up in the Devil's Lake Basin. We're only at 9 degrees in Devil's Lake right now, 10 in Langdon. Still holding on to some 20s in northwestern Minnesota, closer to the edge of that front. So we're at 25 in Bemidji and in Wadena. For the rest of this afternoon in Fargo, holding steady for a little bit before temperatures then start to slide into the single digits by the bedtime hour. And in Grand Forks, temperatures in the teens on that downward trend this afternoon as well. A snapshot of 3 p.m. temperatures, single digits to low teens in North Dakota, some teens and low 20s in Minnesota. Let's get a quick check of your New Year's weekend forecast. We're looking at temperatures in the 20s both days, overcast skies, and that midnight temperature right around 18 here in Fargo.
All right, well, I think we'll take 20s any day after what we got these last couple of weeks. Summer, thank you so much. Well, police believe extreme cold killed a man who was found dead last week on an exit ramp in southern Minnesota. The body of 34-year-old Alexander Steinberg of Bloomington was discovered near Interstate 35 in Elko New Market. Police suspect that he stole a van, which deputies found earlier in a nearby ditch, and started walking. Temperatures that morning were in the single digits to below zero with -20 wind chills. And Minnesota sheriff's officials say a 20-year-old man also likely died of cold weather exposure. George Musser was found dead earlier this week in Stillwater. Authorities say he left a bar on a sub-zero night wearing only a flannel shirt, jeans, cap, and shoes. His body was found Christmas Day near the downtown area. And as we prepare to close out 2022, the Drug Enforcement Administration is putting out another warning about the spike in fentanyl-laced pills. They say fentanyl is now the primary drug threat in Minnesota and ties with meth as the #1 drug threat in the Dakotas, Iowa, and Nebraska. In the last 12 months, the DEA seized nearly 4.7 million lethal doses in pill and powder form in the 5-state area. DEA lab testing in 2022 found that 6 out of 10 fake prescription pills contained a potentially lethal dose of fentanyl, and officials say to be careful because they are readily found on social media. And the freeze-thaw cycle is blamed for some water main breaks around the FM Metro. One at Fargo Cass Public Health caused trouble for staff as they arrived for work yesterday morning. Now, officials say when a frozen water line starts to thaw, it bursts, and then this case sent water into the building's office spaces. Clinic services were not affected, though. We have new information to a water main break that we told you about yesterday at noon. This one near 4th Street and 5th Avenue North in Fargo has shut down part of the road. Northbound 4th Street is being detoured to Broadway. The road is expected to reopen next Tuesday.
It shouldn't be happening this early, but with our cold snap that we've had over the last basically 2 weeks, we're seeing different environments than we've seen in the past years, and that's why we're seeing the water main breaks.
Dow says some of these old water mains will be replaced in the near future. To help prevent your pipes from freezing, plumber experts say to leave your faucet on a slow drip to allow the water in the pipes to keep moving. Don't turn your temperature down below 65 and try to keep the cold outside. They say pipes tend to freeze more when windows or doors are left open. Many other travelers are complaining about spiking airfares in the wake of Christmas weekend cancellations. Google Flight Information shows that prices surging on one-way trips out of airports like Nashville, Chicago, Midway, and Ronald Reagan Washington International Airport. Here's an example. A one-way flight from Nashville to Denver today starts at $899, and one-way from D.C. to L.A. starts at $1,500. Many travelers are venting their frustrations on social media about the high prices. Some are calling on the Department of Transportation to investigate price gouging. And today, the Times Square Alliance held its annual confetti drop test just days before the city's big New Year's Eve celebration. The colorful event is held in preparation for the release of 3,000 pounds of confetti at midnight on New Year's Eve. Now, along with the confetti will also be thousands of wishes from individuals who have submitted them on actual confetti at the New Year's Eve wishing wall in Times Square and via the virtual wishing wall on the 4546th Broadway Plaza. But coming up on your news at noon, every year hundreds of people die from heart issues related to removing snow from sidewalks or driveways. Find out how to protect yourself coming up. But next, Summer Schnellbach will have our weather to plan our day.